recording, so I can clip this from the beginning.
Is it better now?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. Everything is flowing. Nice. Hello, everybody. Tanuki, and we are recapping Training Season 14, Division 2, with my special guest, Lord Brainlord.
Hello.
And Mrzimsvee.
Hello.
And technical test of this recap setup, and we're just going to try to actually remember to hit the record button. So, to my special, how would you like this round of the training grounds on? You've seen some interesting results.
Yeah, I mean the scorelines absolutely does not say give full appreciation for the games that we've had in store. I think we've got to start talking with the first game, IKEA versus Rebels Official Zoo.
That to me was one of the games of one of the most entertaining games I can remember in my entire Rebel history. Really, it had a bit of everything and very spicy, as you would expect with two basically guilty TV7 going at it, as you said, the sort of glass cannon effect of these teams. And yeah, the statistics don't do this game justice at all.
It was just the whole way through. Normally, if you get a fun half, you normally get a boring half afterwards to balance it out. This, every single turn has something happen. It's normally a removal.
Yeah, and we started the removal. We had, it was two not gutter runners, goblins moved with the first two hits by the North. And then the Yeti had his opportunity to follow that up. And
yes.
Do we remember?
I certainly remember how that went.
Well, let's and to dive in our derp of the day and how a Yeti be so Yeti.
You do everything you can for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So Mom from Boston Ticket in his idea managed to turn one to which was also and he missed badly hurt by the chainsaw. And I do quite distinctly that the Yeti's turn one line of scrimmage hit was the first three dice were push both down skull into a triple skull. She re-rolled and failed the low. That would have been 4-1. Oh, quite spectacularly build from Mr. Malm.
I remember watching these are the first three dice is like skull both down push. And I got away with that.
Yeah.
Straight into the triple skulls.
Let's go. But that's so classic, really. I mean, in Blood, but especially in Rebel, the big guys tend to be complete idiots at their most critical moment. And that's
I think it's a real fixture of great games is big guy nonsense.
Yeah.
It's such a key part. And when they have a big game, it's normally a mix. Like you say, he did get a nice key removal in there. It's a mixture of good and bad. They steal the show with their general incompetence. Yeah. And it's fantastic to watch.
But then, I mean, this game literally, as you said earlier, there's every turn there was mayhem and violence. I was in the Div G or Div 5 chat predicting after like the first turn that the turn would end with 4 players each on the pitch, and it was almost that at the end of the second half.
It was crazy, the amount. I mean, just looking at the Cas box, and yeah, I was thinking it was basically removal every turn for each player's turn for the first half. It was like, I think 13 removals and 16 turns in the first half.
Yeah, it was
really unreal.
just crazy. And then, I mean, in terms of standout players, you have to give credit to the Bomber, who I think on 2 successive turns managed to toss a bomb into the cage and take out the plus strength Bludge player Djoledada, the runner from the Norse team, and and just turn that drive completely on its head. Let's take a look at that if we can. We come the winner has to go the ball. Triple slide. Just creating May and breathing it was critical to the Underworld team being able to strip the ball off the Norse players, what was left of the Norse players at that point, and run down the field. But
yeah, I think just talking of the inconsistency of the Yeti, this loner bomber was remarkably consistent and accurate with his bombs.
It's insane if you compare it to other bombers that I've been watching in other divs and other divisions, other seasons. Like they're more likely to take themselves out.
Absolutely, yeah. You expect like 50% chance they go down on their first move.
Yeah,
and yeah, not only were they accurate, but he would throw it into a cage and like knock down 3 of them, stun 1, KO 1, like it was nothing. It was unreal.
Yeah, I mean, Djoledada is key piece for Rockers with the plus strength, Lodge, and he runs touchdowns in like he's just invisible. And to take him down twice on successive turns by just tossing a casual bomb into his cage was unreal. And then the Underworld gets back, and they have a chance on about turn 7.
I know this.
You know this.
I know what's coming up now.
Too easily. And what do you think will happen?
Gotta see it to believe it.
Within the day. So it doesn't have as much development. But having this sequence, it's an agile Skaven trying to get bounce back. It's like it's ridiculous.
Which is, I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah, they had 2 guys on a 4, but one of them should have worked. They had so many chances. But yeah, this didn't need to happen. We were talking before about this. Like, he could have just walked it under the throw, but it is training grounds, and I think it is a good move.
Yeah, sure.
To go for it.
You take that. Chances being Agi 2 for development are going to be a bit limited. He's really only going to get as SPP from this point forward.
Although in a game like this, I mean, well, there were like, I want to say 11, 12 Kazes. So
yeah,
a few more games like this, there's SPP to be had.
Yeah, I think. And we'll look at the development a bit later, but either got the MVP or at least enough SPP from this game to get his next level. So that handoff didn't end up in the end, but all was good. All right, let's go and moving on from that game, which was, as we said, just entertainment from start to finish.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, if you haven't watched the replay, it's still going to do it for a couple more days.
Yeah,
I would watch it. It's so good.
The second half, the Underworld 2 managed to get the ball across the end zone for their. Yeah, it was Hippopotamus, of course, with the MVP there, and Kivik, the Berserker from the Norse team, getting so solid MVP on that one as well for both teams. So Hippopotamus, despite failing to catch that ball, gets the SPP he needs to level up.
And it wasn't. I was just thinking, there was no sort of permanent damage or whatever. This is basically the Bash version of when two elf teams have like a 5-4.
Yeah,
Just like, oh, it has 7 players
n-
each.
nothing, nothing really stuck. But yeah, 5 KO'd on for IKEA, 6 KO'd, and then no kills, and really no cats. So
Yeah, I think Bomber Dribble Snot had
oh,
an MNG, but
6,
that was it really.
yeah, 6 cats.
There was one Apo on the something with a Norse Apo'd somebody, didn't they, as well?
Yeah, I remember that. But it was entertainment from start to finish. All
A
right,
lovely game.
let's look into Bobby's. Don't worry, guys, but I think this was a tight game, a bit more exciting than Rugbart would have wanted from this matchup against the Orcs.
Yeah, I think going into it, because these were in the same. Your div, in fact, going in, and Rugbart like just missed out on play-ins, whereas Cthulhu came in a bit later. He was stuck at the bottom. You would have thought it'd be like an easy one for the Necromantics, but I'd say they're maybe a little bit lucky to get the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think right from his own drive moving forward, Rugbart under quite a bit of pressure, and on another day in another div, maybe if this would have been like a regular league where playoffs were still on the line, Cthulhu Collective certainly had some chances to get a hit on the ball there, the ball carrier a couple times in the first half, where dodge out here or casual one dice could have changed the scenario quite easily.
Yeah. In turn 4, he could have had a lovely little push play to free a guy up for a one dice on the werewolf. I noticed, but he wanted to foul the star werewolf, which I think is totally fun.
Yep. And from the rookie werewolf, which is I can't remember his name now. What was the SPP here? Yeah, like
Which is
like
exactly what you want for that.
Yeah,
Just a 3+ with no reroll. A little bit nail bitey, but he got it.
Snuck it in there, and then by and large, the deadliest killer in this div and in many of all of the training grounds divs, with the plus agi, the mighty blow, the claw. He's still a deadly player, and getting 56 SVP, so getting his next level there as well. What do you think he'll go for?
My first thought is tackle, which I think he probably will, but with Agi 4, there's a case for dodge as well, I think. Or he might have rolled a double or a stat, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what he gets, and we'll check out those teams a bit later. But in half, with Cthulhu Collector, had their own chances to get the ball safe with their mighty goblin, a banana slug, but perhaps taking 1-2 GFI. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the game had stalled out. I think Cthulhu had got the ball and just sort of run into the Necro team on the halfway line, and it was just like that for 7 turns.
Yeah.
And yeah, half desperation, half boredom. I think the Goblin just beams out of the cage, goes the full distance, starts taking GFIs, fails one, and injures himself.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't need to, but I don't think it mattered a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, and it was fun to watch.
It was
the most important thing.
And shows you, even a goblin, GFIs are just a bad thing to do with orcs.
It's just the team culture. It doesn't matter who you are, you're going to fail it.
All right. And so now, very special, Mrzimsvee and Djoledada take us through his game, which was the Ramping Up Elves versus those nasty Britannians of a bear. So from your side, what do you think this game went?
Well, it was a pretty weird game because, like, half of the time I was just tapping in and out of Discord because I was with a friend of mine who was streaming like a Hearthstone Battlegrounds game, and I just got chances on the ball in the first half. The first one, I had a serve on the ball carrier. I believe it was on a 1D, but I failed it because I put another player in a spot where I needed to blitz from. So I got it the turn after because he couldn't really clean up 3Ls next to the sideline starter player. So on turn 8, I got a lucky crowd throw-in, which went from the right side of the pitch to bottom side of the pitch like 4 times into just throwing it basically in the middle of the field where my catcher could have just caught the ball and threw it to my edgy 5-piece who I put the scoring threat.
Yeah, I think that was as I was going to. I'll just set up the play first in the game and then switch over to my highlight reel of play of the week. No resume is
random KO right
random KO. So yeah, player is pretty much lonely on the side here.
Yeah, and I just set up.
And you're able to nicely get the players to be able to.
And this is the moment where I fucked up because the guard piece where I put there, it should have been the blitzing position from my blitzer to get the stuff.
Yep.
But instead, I just went for a blitz there, and then I just have 3 players next to the ball carrier who is like sidelined, so he cannot really run away anywhere. And there is the edgy 5-piece just going.
Yeah, good to get
a double GFI going into the scoring range.
Get the good scoring range, and then you've got everybody. Like a cage has been essentially flattened against the sidelines there, and he doesn't.
He goes for a 1-die blitz here.
Any real luck here?
Free up his ball. Another 1-die.
And you think Edgy 4, this is.
He tried to 3+3+2+ here.
Yeah, but again, you have to ask the question, and we'll go into.
It's only really possible to score like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he had a. I would not have gone for this 1-die.
No, is.
Yeah, he definitely should have pushed his ball.
Pushed the ball carry for just a 2+.
At first when I saw it, like, okay, that's 2+ block instead of a 3+ dodge, so it's a good 1-die to surf the not surf, like chain push the star player forward.
But in the end, failed, and the yep. So that set things up. Pause quickly.
Here I just push the ball, and then it goes to the right into the public, and then down, right, down, right, down, right, down.
All right, let's see if this actually cues up everybody. Yeah, well played of the week. So this is subsequent for in the first half.
Yeah, and I thought that at this point, like, game is already kind of done. I can just early score if I want to.
Yeah, you can be
go up 2-0. But instead, I just wanted to level my thrower.
Yeah, so
and I did like 3 vanity passes.
So we'll skip ahead, and then I'm going to call. Brainlord. So we have to go up level here. Turn 12, 13. Yes. So this is in your backfield.
And I just decided to push on forward.
Yeah.
Right here into the right side because he didn't have a lot of players there.
And this is where I think Lord and I have questions for both of you. I think this was a chain push. Intricate, but sometimes simple is better. But let's see the subsequent play from the threats before we get into
Absolutely.
I think there's a thing with, because I don't know about you, but I'm like, during my opponent's turn, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do on my turn.
Yeah.
Of course.
And often you'll notice something quite early, and you sort of lock in on that.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah.
yeah, by the end of it, if you looked at it again, maybe you would have seen something else, but you're
Yeah,
so set on...
That's exactly what happened. Especially because, like, as I said, I was tabbing in and out of the game. So I just went for the first thing I saw in the turn for no real reason, because I have 4 minutes to think about it.
I think the Bretts, I like what they've done here. The stun is huge. It's a good
Yeah,
burst.
I
And getting
like
that guy around.
this move, but
But now I
uh,
think they pile in a few
now-
too many.
yeah.
Because you were saying you felt you'd overextended, but actually they overcommit so heavily that
yeah,
it makes
like
you look quite balanced.
this dodge blitzer just shouldn't move there.
Yeah, you
There
don't
is
need that extra gear.
absolutely no reason for him to move there, and he should really just cover the kick piece which I put on the other side.
Yeah,
And instead
the kick
he
piece
just-
is obviously the
stands in the middle
outlet,
there.
yeah. And I really do push play, because here you get the chain push your ball carrier.
Okay, so basically the thought process, I saw this little square which I can chain push. So if I get at least a push here,
Yeah,
I can push the dodge blitzer, and then push him to the left, and then my catcher would have just dodge into the score.
Failure.
I mean, yeah, if you get a knockdown, you've got a free walk, haven't you? Even.
Yeah, if I get a knockdown, it's even without dodges. So.
But like you say, the failure state, yeah, once you've done that first push, it's only going to end quite badly if it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then
here he just
a few more pieces push down to the ground, and he's able to go, and even though we just do it first, which I might have marked the ball or
for sure,
or gotten scoring.
Yeah, do it before taking some blocks. But I mean, that's just me. I'll never take blocks.
Yeah, that's some.
And then
somewhat random.
I don't know if we get to see the Dolphar pass/kick animation here, but
oh yeah,
yeah,
look at that!
It's slick.
Matrix stuff. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't like this. I mean, this is completely fine, but I would have made. No, never mind. He's out of range of the. No, he's not out of range of the lino. I would have GFI'd to make it out of range of the lino, and then just put the tackle piece below my catcher.
Just to block him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my catcher cannot get in.
Mark out the alignment. I guess edgy 5.
Yeah.
Still.
No, that's a kick base.
No.
He's just a regular rhino. And I don't like the fact that you just left me this one die blitz, but it just fails.
Your last 4 block dice there are skull.
Yep.
It's a bit unfortunate.
Not a great time for 1 dices.
Here, he just
and there's another one.
Guy.
But that's a good one.
Again, I don't. Why is this tackle piece going all the way down there? Just stand next to my dodge catcher, so he cannot as easily.
Yeah.
But this is the real question. On the next turn, much like we saw with the Britannians in their first match, they had the ball clear to score on their turn 8, and instead took an unnecessary block or blitz, which was a quad, and failed to score. And I think the same thing. Spoiler.
Not exactly.
Not exactly, but in a development, essentially training ground development, when you just need to score, get SVP, and this is a key piece to get. He's on 4 out of 6 splitzer.
Yep.
Yeah. So the SVP levels, he can score the next turn. Doesn't matter if the IL score one turn in return?
Yeah, that's basically what my thought process was here. So I just set up to pressure him. Like maybe he just panics and scores. So I get a shot at the one turn to get the win and to get some more SPP. But instead, he does stall, but he does a really fucking bad job at stalling, and gives me a somewhat free blitz. Like not that free, but I have an edgy 5 right there. So
Yeah. So we don't need, because we've already learned that this is just a effing bad job of stalling and unnecessary.
like
In the end.
if he really wanted to stall here, he just tackle blitzes my catcher and then runs to the left.
Yeah. And I also just question what the value of scoring. But again, it's a development league.
Yes, like if it's a development league, just score here. You don't care about
Yeah.
health. Like one
Yeah,
third.
you don't lose SVP
he-
from conceding a touchdown.
Yeah.
No.
If he really wants to stall and get the draw, he just does what I just said. Just blitz the dodge catcher with a tackle piece. You probably get it down, especially with a reroll. And just run to the left, and then I don't have an edge 5 next to it. He fails the
Fails the
GFI
GFI
here,
here.
rerolls that. I believe he snaked here. If I remember right. No, he doesn't.
So he makes it a bit difficult, but really not hard.
Yeah, because
with someone with dodge.
With dodge.
it's movement 8. He just needed to do one dodge and a GFI.
Yeah. And then a couple blocks here. Consequential.
Yeah.
And
he just dies my mighty blow for some reason.
yeah.
All the ones to red die. I probably wouldn't pick that one, but hey, I guess it's nice if you kill him.
And
Yeah,
then
it was really nice for him.
Ag5 things.
Yep. Ag5 just 2+, 2+, 2+, 2+, and
Comes
he does a
in.
2+, 2+.
You need the reroll here, but hit him in the end.
3-roll that and knock him down there. I believe Ball didn't even scatter here, he just went.
Yeah,
Yep,
straight to the end.
right into the G5B, which I didn't actually like. Maybe
no, it's not great for you because it's
I would have liked it on the ground way more.
Yeah. And then a few more blocks. Mighty blow.
Yep. Mighty blow doesn't do anything.
Well, breaks arm.
Yep. I didn't remember that. And another push there.
Yeah. So
I also would like to point out the fact that in both of my games so far, Alino has died turn 1 on LOS hits.
Yeah.
Just 2 games in a row, my dodge lineman just get.
Dodge as well is painful.
Yeah.
On turn 1.
And then we're nice.
Yeah.
And
the thrower, which I already like vanity passed with to get the 6, get the MVP, but I don't mind that.
Always how it works.
That always. Yeah. And then
not a great MVP of the dirty player.
DP lineman. Oh, you want those to stay under on
Yeah.
level 1 as long as they live.
I'm guessing you pick up wrestle and won't be too bad, but yeah, not ideal. Obviously, I think there's nothing wrong with trying to win your games in training grounds, or get draws instead of losses or whatever.
Of course.
But yeah, didn't work out that time.
Yeah. All right.
We're like still playing Blood Bowl. We're like playing to win.
Yeah, I find it really hard. I mean, I find it easy to sort of do vanity passes I don't need to do and stuff, but I still want to win on my games, even if it doesn't matter. That's just. Oh, you wouldn't notice from looking at my record this.
All right. I think I had some issues with that last sequence, but
yeah,
we're good. So let's week's game goes.
Ooh, this is according to your beautiful timesheet.
Yeah. The leaderboard looks like this. No. And Rugbart
Rogbart
is
standing tall.
standing tall.
Not a single draw.
Not a single
Yeah, not a single draw this Steve.
Cthulhu collector with
Interesting.
2.
He's continuing how he started off.
Unfortunately, I think things have to turn around for him eventually.
Oh,
He's
probably
been
will.
stuck playing a lot of Agio stuff, hasn't he? It's not Orc's ideal start.
Yeah. And then got 2 straight out of the gate. And he's got his new wolf off to the races already with a touchdown. So on 3 SVP, he'll probably be getting Mighty Blow, of course, as first level up. No doubt.
Just casual double.
Yeah. And then
Yep.
Which you love to see.
yeah. So looking ahead to the schedule, we'll see. Let's see, week 3. We've got the Underworld threat, and then our own Djoledada, Mr. Zimsvee against
Mr. Zins.
Mr. Zimsvee against
I love that name.
the East in York's of Cthulhu Collector. And finally, it'd be we picked this in the pre-cap. I think it's one of the games of the round. Necromantics,
Oh yeah.
Rugbarts, Necro against Octo Chickens, Norse. So
Absolutely.
how do you think these 3 are going to go?
I'll let you go first on this one. If you're playing in one of these games, how do you think it's going to go?
Well, let's start from the top. I think Underworld should be pretty good versus Spartanians with their, with their killer. He's Edge 2, but he just leveled and got tackle, I believe. So the blitzers who have blodge don't really matter. He has a pretty decent team all around. 2 killers.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think on paper, you maybe fancy Brett's, but I think there's Underworld teams. Yeah, it's heavy on the kills. What's the TV difference? Because obviously,
It's 300.
Yeah, we've got 11,
Minus
30.
minus 20 or 30, depends on the skill up of the Lino.
and that makes it because he got a lot of mileage out of his inducements this
Yeah.
game, so it might be a different story. Obviously, the Bretts are only Dolpha. You want Griff. Dolphar's a bit budget, but if you can get someone a bit nicer, that could really turn a corner for them, I think.
And I think Ambitang has done very well using his inducements. I mean, the past couple of games he's had Armored Bullsnot and Nobla, the chainsaw piece, because he's been down 4 or 5 players. But now he's finally got his back.
That troll is one pretty troll.
Yeah, and rocking up at 1430, so he's getting back up TV value. But yeah, with the extra on air, it's quite a pretty piece there.
And a block troll. You got block on all the non-gobs, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed in the Norse game, obviously he was getting shredded, but he kept his Skaven core going. I think he only lost 1 Skaven and just soaked all the damage on goblins.
Yeah,
which means the team really doesn't lose that much.
No, which is basically classic Underworld play. I mean, the goblins are a blade of armor. Essentially, you just let them die.
Goblins are just your fodder.
I think for a lot of people, classic Underworld play is you charge 1 blitzer straight into the enemy half. He piles on like a rubbish hit and gets fouled out of the game immediately.
Yeah, and
so...
who cares? I mean, Underworld they are classic. Say glass cannon. The Skaven blitzers are the quickest to claw, mighty blow, piling on piece in the game. And if you can keep those guys healthy, I mean, even with an agi, it's still a pretty sweet Sweet.
Yeah, they don't need the energy, and Ambi has taken advantage of that quickest to claw bomb there with both hands.
Yeah, and then and they're not far from either of them are far away from their next level to get to tackle, piling on. So it's going to be a dangerous team for anybody in this group to face.
Why? What is a chicken turtle? Is it just two people?
You have to ask Ambi.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. And
yeah, it's a little bit dark though.
Yeah. A human goblin.
All right. Elves, the Cthulhu collectors, Wobbies. What do you think is going to happen there? I don't think we have any development. You had your thrower
I have a thrower level, and my edgy 5Ps
the
got
edgy lineman got dodge.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
But I really dislike playing versus orcs. I do not know to play versus orcs, and I never did. And I just always seem to struggle versus them, and I get choked out. But I don't know. This team doesn't seem that scary. 1 tackle piece, 2, 3 mighty blow. It has a troll and a goblin after all.
Yeah,
I think it should be fine.
Maybe a bit more tackle rather than mighty blow, but it's fair in terms of long-term development that mighty blow goes first, and
yeah,
he's gonna need some guard eventually.
Yeah, he has no guard, so
except the
troll. So I wouldn't be.
He's definitely been slow to. His most developed player was probably that thrower who died as well, wasn't it? So it's been a tough one for him developing this team.
Yeah.
So I think I would back the High Elves. I think so. The 1 tackle, and if it's a training ground, he's probably going to be more interested in getting mighty blow hits than taking down positionals to tackle to get that SPP going.
Yeah, at this point,
I would assume so.
Yeah. And then we have Rugbart versus Dr. Chicken, and this is going to be, as we said, probably one of the games of the whole div.
Whole div, yeah.
And could well influence the leaderboard. Everybody's basically on 1 point, except Rugbart. What are the tools?
Yeah, if the Norse win it, blows it wide open, and they'll steal the top spot.
But I think the Norse have got claw, nice piling ons, tackle if they need it, and dirty players plenty. So, who do we think is gonna take this one?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really tough one. It's not a matchup I'm familiar with, really. Definitely not well versed in it. I think the regen could nullify a lot of the Norse's power. I think because the Norse like their snowball.
Yeah.
I guess, don't they? So if everything regens, it could all be for nothing at half time. But they're pretty scary too. 8's a tough one. I really. I'm gonna let someone else say first.
Well, I'm gonna say it's definitely going to be removal space because Necro only have 12 man. It's not a lot. So with these 2 killers, one of which has tackle, he should be able to get some removals going.
Yeah.
And he has this beauty of a runner strength 4 blood sure hands, which is quite hard to knock down, especially with the frenzy wolves, because you have to set up 2 die on a strength 4.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to not get trapped there, isn't it?
But Rugbart, if you've noticed his last game, he's taken the Surge and Wes from Big O, took Rugbart through a sort of a training, revision, schooling game featuring
private tutoring.
Yeah, a bit of tutoring, featuring Mike from Division 5P. And they taught him a few tricks, including, which he used to great effect, I think, in the last game, how to your flesh golems and their stand firm to basically frenzy the opposition into flesh golem, which stops your
Yeah, to stand them
the,
down.
the frenzy trap. And he started using that quite good effect in the last game, and so he's really, I think, up this game, so he could be quite a dangerous coach for the remainder of the division.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm basically just want to say it's going to be one to watch. It's going to be a good game, but I really am too hesitant. Wouldn't be surprised if either of them won.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So had a couple levels on. We had Saber Prometheum went up and got tackle.
Which I think is wise. I think you can always get dodge later on. You want that kill power, don't you?
Yeah. And then on IKEA, I'm thinking that there's an extra space before
Is there?
the team name. So he's
a confirmation on that.
He's clearly my Brandy Cresta move of getting the extra strength from putting an extra space in a new team. But he second Berserker, and
He got piling on.
he's got piling on as well. Second piling on piece. So that's pretty sweet. All right. That will do it for this week. I will have some technical issues to sort out because I think I missed a bit of action when we were doing the match, because I forgot to switch the scene over. Me and my OBS issues. But anyway, yes, Djoledada, Mrzimsvee, Mrzimsvee, and to Lord Brainlord.
Thank you for having me. A pleasure as always.
And indeed. And so, good luck, and we'll catch you for the third round of recap next week. Until then, been Kanuki, and stay safe out there. Bye all.
Goodbye.